Alright, here it is. I'm finally here with some kind of keyboard video. This was a pain to set up, and it is really not optimal, as you can hear by the audio. This is not my normal mic. You can see it in the shot. We set up our blue snowball for this. But anyways, hi, I'm just another person, and we're going to be taking a look at everything Akko today, because I've never tried any of their stuff yet. So what I'm going to try to do is take a look at each piece of this individually and also as one package because it comes with everything. Alright, so this came with the biggest waste of a box ever. It's on my bed. It's like 8 times the size of this. This is going to be really loud on the mic, so I have to be really careful. I'm going to have to cut this a lot. Here's the view when just opening the box. We got a user manual. We're going to need this because I don't know how the layers work on here. Let's take a look at the accessories that actually come with it first. Yep. So, one of the compelling reasons of buying this is because this keycap set is actually discontinued. And it comes with the full set, not in good packaging, but between the board and this, you can use it anywhere. Okay, this cable is actually a lot better than I expected it. It leans to the, toward the end of telephone cable, but the coil is actually fantastic on this thing. And it's not a braided cable, but it's soft. This isn't just a cable, so there's a cable in the box. It's actually pretty decent. We also get some black accents. I forgot this came in that set, so that's nice. Then we got some feet that I dropped. Has 3M adhesive on the back, so it doesn't force this upon you, but if you want to not have it completely flat, then you're supposed to use those. And also, before we take a look at the actual board, of course you get a keycap puller, but I don't see any switch puller in here, so this is your first hot swap board. You're kind of out of luck. Alright, so here's the actual keyboard. The first thing I noticed is, one, the texture of the acrylic is really strange to me. I wasn't expecting it to feel this rough. I was expecting it to feel just like normal plastic, but it feels how it looks. That's all I can say, because it's frosted and you can feel that for sure. And the second thing I noticed was how good the actual font on these keycaps are. I mean, I don't have a good eye for things being super misaligned, but obviously if there's a glaring issue, I can tell. And these are really nice. It's already getting a little bit of dust on it, though, which is kind of to be expected because, you know, black on white. And if you look really closely, you can notice mold markings on here. I don't think I'll be able to capture this on camera, but let me try to show y'all what I mean. Okay. Along the top edge here, you can't even really see that on camera. It shows up a lot better when looking top down, and obviously you're not trying to look for those things. Now I can't measure the thickness here, but with double shots like this, they're gonna look a lot thinner than they are because there's both. Yeah, double shots. Oh, they actually look a lot thicker on camera, if it'll keep focus. Yeah. But when looking at it in person, it does look a little thinner than it is because two colors, because it's double shot, and that always messes with me. But these are adequately thick. It's almost like these already need cleaning, which is strange. And yeah, these are rough. Like, this is what you would expect PBT to feel like. I've had some really smooth PBT caps from a company that shall not be named, but I'm actually using those on my NK87, and those are smooth, like really smooth, which is really strange. They have no texture at all. But yeah, now what I want to do is look at these switches in isolation. Alright, so here we go. Let me see if I can show this properly. We got an Akko Jelly White. It's not focusing properly. But I didn't want to actually try the keyboard first without looking at these keycaps and switches, because that's like one of the best things about Akko, it seems like, is especially their switches. Now, for the record, I'm probably not going to like these, or at least not prefer them, because they're the, dust-proof stem style. It's not focusing, but you can see that. You guys know what jelly whites are all about. And these are linear. So I like tactiles, but I can appreciate linears. Wait a minute. Okay, these are actually pretty surprising. They're on the light side, for sure. And can be a little scratchy with off-center presses. Like, if you press it towards, like, the top corners, and you're, like, looking for it, even then, yeah, like, top left corner, if I do it like that, it can be scratchy. But otherwise, these are smoother than I expected. I don't know if I would lube these for feel, because surely when you're typing, this is not going to... You won't find scratch when typing, I'm willing to believe. And the second thing I noticed is that these actually have a bottom-out sound. I tried Affleon Iceberg switches, and for some reason, they don't make noise bottoming out. I think it's factory lubed on the stem pole. But, they actually make a bottom-out sound. Now also, with the bottom-out sound, means there's going to be sound of it topping out, which can annoy me depending on certain things, like... Yeah, we'll have to see how these fare in the keyboard itself. Or in a keyboard. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab a keyboard that I'm more familiar with, and I'm going to see how one of these sounds in isolation there. Alright, so now we have a KBD Fans 5 degree here. And I've been messing with this a lot, but I'm a lot more used to how it sounds, so here's the G and H keys on here. Actually, the mic can't even pick it up. We'll get into sound tests later, but this is just for my own testing right now. Yeah, this noise gate must be really working. I hope I can get the audio to usable levels after I'm done recording. And I will be taking sound tests with my normal mic. But yeah, I'm more familiar with how this sounds. So let me just remove the H key and use these normal keycaps here that I'm using. These are just drop skylight keycaps. They're temporary on here. For the MT3 buy one get one free sale, I'm going to be putting some MT3 caps on here and somewhere else as well. And I'll be able to compare ASA with MT3. So that'll be nice. So this will be interesting. Oh. Okay, so I know the recording isn't getting any sound samples of these right now, but these sound surprisingly really nice, and they are incredibly smooth in practice. Like, you can pick out some scratchiness when you're using them as loose switches like this, if you try, but like these are ridiculously smooth, at least a lot smoother than I thought they would be. And yeah, interesting. So you can see through the bottom of the switch that the stem pole doesn't actually bottom out there, which is even more interesting because of how these feel and sound when they bottom out. Let's see if I can pick this up on camera here. Yeah, absolutely not. Never mind. But since this is like translucent plastic for the switch housing, I can just barely see that in person. Looking at the actual bottom of the switch, yeah, they don't bottom out with the pole. And these probably aren't going to work with cherry profile and whatever. It's like nothing does these days. But yeah, let me go put away this 5 degree, and we'll take a look at the actual keyboard some more. So, about the actual keyboard, like I said already, the texture, it feels frosted. Now, something that does surprise me is you can see how many screws there are. Not only are there that many screws, but they don't have a metal thread to screw into. So this can't be taken apart a lot. Like, obviously it can withstand it maybe up to a few times at most. But like, I'm just gonna have to use this, analyze what I like and don't like, and mod this all in one go, essentially. Which will be interesting. Yeah, and obviously there's like imperfections as far as like the alignment goes. It's to be expected. Essentially, I got this for just under 95 shipped, the whole bundle. So really, you're not paying much for the actual keyboard, because ASA keycaps, like a full set on their own, is 60, but then again, it doesn't come with the like good box. But you're getting switches, a keyboard, all of it. Now, here's what I haven't done yet, and I'm kind of scared to. You're not going to be able to hear this, but I'm going to get a... Well, no. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take a look at the lighting. Oh, holy moly. First of all, let me see if I can turn down the brightness on camera so you can see what I'm seeing. Okay, so I couldn't turn down the brightness, otherwise this would be even more of an epilepsy warning. But this lighting, unless you look at it from the bottom or straight on, is very even. And you can see on the bottom here that the LEDs are all around the edges, which is a good thing, so I can tape mod this if I do it right. But you saw earlier that when I plugged it in, it didn't light up right away. Pressed the Windows key and it worked. And then it did its animation, whatever. But man, this looks fantastic. The way that, since this is just acrylic, yeah, this is a good view of it. The actual backlighting and side lighting blend spectacularly with each other. I'm a sucker for this kind of thing. Now let me see how this sounds and stuff. Okay, so just using this at first, a few things. One, the stabilizers obviously are terrible. This was expected because this is a non-pro ACR board, and taking off a keycap, if we're still, okay. Taking off a keycap, you can see these white stabilizers here. Okay, actually, no, you can't on video, but you can, well, you can tell that it blends in. So these, what I'm hoping is they're basically the same as what came stock on the Wamier / Gamma K K66, because that would mean that, at least for the spacebar, this is loose enough tolerances where I can wrap the wire in one layer of masking tape, which ended up accidentally turning out really nice. How about the other stabilizers? All of them rattle and tick extremely. But yeah, the stabilizers do need a ton of work. What I didn't expect is how actually decent it sounds, but honestly, I'm really surprised. I thought this was going to sound a lot thinner. Again, we'll get into sound tests later, and there will be like chapters marked, so you can jump to where you want to go. But yeah, this is nice. The switches in use are very light, just like I felt out of the keyboard. They're very light. If I had to guess, because I don't actually know, like in the ballpark of 50-some grams, 50 grams, maybe. Like, yeah, doing another little typing test with these. They're extremely light, And they actuated at a point where I figured I would make mistakes on this, but I really am not making typing mistakes, which tells me a lot, because I thought spring weight mattered more to me in a Switch, but really it's the keycaps. I personally am taking really nicely to these keycaps. With this angle and these keycaps, this feels fantastic to type on. And these are really smooth, like more so than I thought. I thought these were just going to be average, but with these higher profile keycaps in the construction, and I guess my room acoustics, and everything plays into it, it's performing well. Like a lot better than I thought stock. Yeah, the more I type on this, the more I'm really getting to know what the situation with this keyboard is. But this absolutely has potential, and if I had a lot more materials and stuff to choose from for modification, I could probably do a whole lot more with it. I'm gonna start with the stabs when I do mod this, and take it from there, because I might not want to change a whole lot about this, but it is obviously hot swap, so I'm probably going to try out different switches in here. But these keycaps are really nice, and these switches are nice, though light. Another thing I just noticed, the normal F and J keys here are more scooped and they have a little dot on it. I don't know if this is like, it's not interference per se, but they have less of a bottom out sound. Thanks for watching this unboxing and first look at this. I'm gonna have to use it a bit to really assess what changes I want there to be, and yeah, I'll go from there. But let me just grab everything quick. Yeah, so for $95, this as a whole, it's a good value. If you take into account the actual MSRP of these keycaps, you're basically, I mean, they don't come with the box, like the good storage box, obviously, so they would not be the full 60, but for the sake of this, basically $60 for the keycaps, and then you get a competent coiled cable. Not perfect, but it looks a lot neater than a normal telephone style cable, and you get the keyboard and switches. So this is a pretty good value. It does need some work, though I don't know how much I'm gonna do to this. I'm just hoping I can actually make the stabilizers sound good, and I'll have to take a look at the user manual quick. Actually, let me figure this out now. This uses function and WASD for the arrows. Yeah, function WASD for arrows is interesting. I could definitely use it, though you can't do it one-handed, because what I'm used to is having the function key at the very end, like on a GK61, and then using Alt, Windows, function, and question mark for arrows. And also, unless I use the cloud software, if it's even compatible, I can't do what I liked and have function A for play pause and then S and D for backward and forward. That's something that actually the GK6X PCBs have a default, and I used those for so long that it kind of became a thing that I liked. So now, even with like via QMK boards, I just do that anyways because I got so used to using it. So I might look into the cloud software, probably not. Yeah, hope I covered everything I needed to here. We'll see when I actually edit this video though, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys when I actually mod this thing, which is not going to be now, it'll be a separate video. So here are sound tests